Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 69. And you know what? I do read your comments. I do read them, and I hear you. And you know what? There ain't going to be any funny business just because it's episode 69. It's just not going to happen, okay? Unless you're referring to the year of the Apollo 11 moon landing, or the year of Woodstock, or the year that Bryan Adams got his first real six string. Unless you're talking about those, ain't no funny business. Right, girl, Kevin? That's exactly what I thought. Okay, so audio listeners, you're missing out again because I'm dressed like a Spice Girl today. I got like serious Spice Girl vibes. When you're feeling sad and low, we will take you where you want to go. Is it Arby's? That's where I want to go. Do you something, dancing, singing, everything is free. Hell yeah, free curly fries. All you need is positivity. Absolutely not. That's where I draw the line. No. Do they ever actually say in that song where they're taking us? Right? They're like, we're going to take you where you want to go, but they don't actually ever tell you like where they're going. What's that all about? Where are we going, Spice Girls? It's kind of like the Vengabus song. All we know is the Vengabus is coming. It's coming. It's so ominous. The Vengabus is coming. We know it's coming. But then what? The Vengabus is coming, and it's going to New York and San Francisco and intercity disco. But like those are places we're passing through, right? The Vengabus is on some kind of journey, on like a sojourn of some sort, and we're on it, I guess. Because if a Vengabus shows up in front of your house and is like, the Vengabus is coming, everybody's jumping. I don't know the words. I'm realizing that right now. Dude, the Vengabus shows up at your house, you jump on. But then where are you going? I don't know. Is it a kidnapping situation? Have you been kidnapped by the Vengabus? You may be entitled to compensation. Contact temperamentalpod@gmail.com. So anyway, I don't know where the Spice Girls are taking me, and I don't know where the Vengabus is taking me, and these are unanswered questions from the 90s. Yeah. Can we play... Remember that episode where I couldn't remember where the theme was from? The one that's like... Do 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 do. And I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out. What is that? That's from the one show with Scully. What is that? What's that show? Why can't I think of it? They're alien hunters and they hunt, and it's David. Is it David Duchovny? And it's the woman is Scully, and that's a show. X-Files. X-Files. It's the X-Files. Can we play that? And then can we like turn? Wait, no, girl, Kevin, I need you. Here. No, I know. Okay, girl Kevin's here. And then can we just turn her black and white and just play that and make it like really like ominous? Okay, ready, go. Girl Kevin, you gotta look at the camera. You're ruining it. I'm trying to have a David Lynch moment. And you're ruining it. Now you're sniffing my face. Anyway, okay, so I'm dressed like a Spice Girl, and I have a new contest for you guys. My friend Matt, you're licking my arm. Please don't lick my arm. So my friend Matt, he's a pilot, and he watches my show up in the sky. It's the highest that Temperamental has ever been. And I need you guys to see, this is my challenge. How high can we get Temperamental, and how low can we get Temperamental? What's the lowest point my show has ever been viewed at? Because we know, his plane is up there in the sky. I don't know how many miles up there it is, right? I don't know if it's like a stratosphere or mesosphere, whatever kind of sphere situation. I don't know where. I don't know science or space or anything or weather or anything like that. I don't know any smart things. My mom's like, I'm so glad I homeschooled you, and you're really representing homeschoolers well. You're sure right I am, Mom. But anyway, so Temperamental has been way up in the sky, and now I want to see how low can we go? How low can we go? Does anyone have a submarine? Can we get Temperamental playing on a submarine? Maybe if are you checking out some Titanic stuff? You got the Titanic leftovers down there? If you're checking out Titanic Leftovers and you're in some kind of submarine device, can you please play Temperamental and then just send me a picture of it so that I can know how low I can go? Yeah, because I ain't going in the ocean. I'm scared of the ocean. So anyway, Facebook is terrible, right? Facebook is the worst. And I just got to tell you guys, I'm on like energy level over 9,000 today. I don't know why. You know, that's why the show's called Temperamental, because sometimes I'm chilling and I'm angry, and then other times I'm just like super happy and over the top, and I want to ride that Vengabus, and I want to go to San Francisco and inner city disco. And sometimes I want to go to Arby's, but I'm not bringing positivity. It's just not happening. I can't be positive all the time. So if that's a requirement for going to wherever the Spice Girls want to go, I can't promise that, so I ain't going. Anyway, so Facebook is terrible, and they have the worst memes ever. Right? They have like old people memes that old people think are so funny. Like, who's the guy? Gosh, this is so embarrassing because I used to love the Munsters. Hold on, I need to look up Munsters characters real quick. Munsters character. Gosh, I used to love this show. Now I can't remember. Okay, Grandpa. Like, what was the grandpa's name? His name is Grandpa. Good, great. So anyway, anytime you open up Facebook, like it's just the worst memes of all time. Like today I opened it up and there's a picture of Grandpa from the Munsters, and he was like looking at the camera all like, and it said, like the caption was like, "What do you mean, Sparkle?" It's just so not funny, but you know that like the moms and the grandmas and the great grandmas think it's funny. And it's just like, it pains me how bad the memes are on Facebook. Facebook is dead. Facebook is the worst. I barely go on Facebook. But I will tell you that something that Facebook did. Can I start over? I'll tell you something that Facebook did recently that actually made me super happy. And it was remind me of the clip of Britney Spears realizing for the first time that Ryan Seacrest is not gay. Now, this is a very old clip, and it has been making the rounds for a couple years, I think, but I hadn't seen it in so long. And let me tell you, when I played it and I watched it, your girl was inconsolable. I got sweaty tummy. I can't believe I just said that. This is a very deep cut inside joke between me and Sean. And I shouldn't even say it because like it's such an inside joke, and he's listening right now and he's like, don't say it. Just don't say it. So when it's happening right now. I'm getting sweaty tummy right now. So for some reason, when I laugh really hard and something makes me just like, I'm just like dead over something that's funny, right? It just kills me. I get sweaty in my tummy region, in my stomach. I just start sweating. I'm doing it right now. It's not good. So that's when you know that you've really made me laugh, is when I get sweaty tummy. But anyway, okay. So video listeners, I'm sorry, Girl, Kevin, the show's falling apart at the seams. Audio listeners, obviously you can't see it because you listen you listen with your ears instead of watching with your eyes. The video is so good. And you have to go find it after this podcast is done if you're not watching the podcast with your eyes. This is an absolute masterclass in comedy acting. And she doesn't even realize she's doing it. Okay, so it's an interview, right? There's one guy, I feel bad that I don't know who he is, but he's talking to Ryan Seacrest, and Britney Spears is right in between them, and they all have microphones, and they're doing some kind of interview type of thing. And let me just play it.
I mean, guys don't feel that way. And if you did.
I do.
You do? You put spray cologne on your girl?
I spray girls' cologne on my pillows to make me think they're there.
But do you like your girl leaves the house and you're like, come here, baby.
Oh, no, I don't. No.
Okay. Now, if you're listening to the audio, it doesn't sound that funny. But let me tell you. The idea that they're suggesting that Ryan Seacrest has a girlfriend or is into girls and sprays women's perfume on his pillow to make him think girls are there. Britney just cannot control
her reaction. And she just has this like, it's so subtle, but like you can tell exactly what she's thinking. She looks at him and then she looks at the other guy and she's like, and you can see her mouth the word girl. Like you can just, she's not trying to do it. Dude.
I spray girls' cologne on my pillows to make me think they're there.
She's shocked. She's shocked. She cannot believe what she's hearing on live TV that Ryan Seacrest is not gay. And I love that she's finding out with the rest of us, right? Celebrities, they're just like us. So this was many years ago. I don't know what year this was, but it obviously had to have been early enough on in Ryan Seacrest's career where we were all just like, yeah, this dude's... Wasn't he one of the first people to term the coin metrosexual, which means like a straight guy who just dresses very gay or whatever? I don't know. But like, so like gay men are incredibly stylish. Like they got that in the bag. Like I'm very jealous of that. If a gay man walked in here right now, he'd probably look at my outfit and be like, girl, you a mess. And I'm like, I know, help me, please help me. But yeah, I think we were all just like, he's probably gay. Like that's fine, and you can do that, and that's all great, and everything's amazing, and everybody can be who they want to be. But the fact, the look on her face that she's just like, what, girl, we're watching her realize on live TV, the biggest star in the world, realize so subtly that, or maybe not so subtly, but.
Like your girl leaves the house and you're like, come here, baby.
Oh no, I don't do that. I just put Trezor in my bed and there's somebody. Oh, there's no one there. It just smells like someone's there.
She can't even believe it, and I love that. She's not putting on an act. We just genuinely get to see this girl realize that the foundation of everything she's believed is crumbling. Amazing. So I have a handful of great Britney Spears stories. And I usually save them for like party anecdotes, right? Like, because they're great stories. And I don't think I've told a lot of them on the internet because they're kind of like they're just really cool personal experiences that I got to live out that a lot of people don't. And they were so special and intimate that for so many years I was like, I actually don't really want to tell the world about this. Like, these are great stories, but I don't really want to tell this. My tummy is so sweaty. Guys, I'm like sweating. Girl. No, there were like such cool experiences with the Spears family that I kind of like kept them to myself. But I feel like so many years have passed that like that doesn't really matter anymore. And I think I've told that anecdote to everybody I've ever been at a party with. Like the party anecdote, it's been overdone. I don't need to tell it at parties anymore. If I started, my friends would be like, yeah, we know the blow dryer story. But I don't know that you guys know the blow dryer story. Look, I was one of those kids who I tried to be so fiercely original as a kid in like my early teens, that I definitely did not like Britney Spears, and I was very vocal about it. This was before I was on all that. And even the first year I was on all that. I just, it was what everybody did. Everybody listened to Britney. Everybody loved Britney. Everybody loved the bubblegum pop stuff and the midriffs and the Christina Aguilera and the Jessica Simpson and the Mandy Moore and the I'm a genie in a bottle. Like, it's just, the super low-rise jeans, which, side note, I still like low-rise jeans, and I'm trying to find some. Dude, I put out a thing on Instagram the other day that was like, hey, if anybody can help me find low-rise jeans, I'm like desperate for them. And I like a bunch of people giving me tips, but one guy was just like, here, I Googled that for you. And I'm like, oh, thanks a lot. Did you Google that for me? Thanks a lot. Googling does not help because it leads to a bunch of low-rise jeans on the internet. Only a psycho would buy jeans on the internet. You gotta try that on. You gotta try on the jeans, and you gotta be in the dressing room, and you gotta do a little like, you drive me crazy in a skin thing. And if your butt crack shows, then that's too low. You need it just like a half inch, an inch right above the butt crack. And that's the perfect low-rise jean. So anyway, I'm talking really loudly. Maybe that's why Kevin doesn't hang out anymore. He was like, she's loud. Yeah, I am loud. What was I saying? So it was such a fiercely original kid. And I was weird and I liked being weird. Like I owned my weirdness. Like there would be times when I would try to fit in with the cool crowd here and there. But for the most part, I was just very strange. And I was in with the theater crowd. So of course I loved show tunes and Broadway shows and all that, whatever goes along with being an annoying, insufferable theater kid. I mean, you've seen Glee. Like, oh my God. So I didn't like Britney Spears because everybody liked Britney Spears. But I was also a dancer, right? So you'd think that I would have respected Britney Spears enough as a dancer and like as a peer who dances. But I didn't like her. I never watched any of her performances. I didn't really watch her music videos. I kind of like heard her songs on the internet. Oh my gosh, on the radio. I heard her songs on the radio, and it was fine. The baby girl voice was really big, but I was like, no. I'm going to listen to Avril Lavigne, and I'm going to be emo, and I'm going to listen to Evanescence, and wake me up inside, wake me up inside. That is the most disrespectful Amy Lee impression ever to be made. But no, I was definitely like, I'm going to listen to like these cool bands. I'm going to listen to like punk and like a little bit of metal here and there, but like mostly like punk, like shitty punk, right? Like not even like good punk. I was listening to like the really poppy type punk. But to me, that was the rebellious music as opposed to the conformity music. Conformity. Why does right now that word not sound like a real word? Is that a word? I don't know. Yeah, conformity. Conformity. Sounds like calamity. Is that a word? You guys, I'm losing my mind today. Conformity. That's a word. That's definitely a word. You know what? I said it too many times now. Now it's not starting to sound like nothing. But so I didn't like Britney Spears. And then, surprise, surprise, season 8 of All That, my second season on the show, they announced that Jamie Lynn Spears was going to join our show as a cast member. That was Britney Spears' little sister. So I was like, oh, well, interesting. Okay, well, sounds like I'm probably gonna befriend the Spears family, so maybe I should not be vocal about hating Britney Spears. Because at that time, Britney Spears was this larger-than-life mythical creature. She was basically like a manticore, right? She's a centaur. Right? Like she's a banshee. Like she's the Loch Ness monster. Like she's bigger than life. She's Bigfoot. Like she's just a mythical creature that no one has ever met and no one will ever meet. She's like Michael Jackson, just the biggest, the most famous person ever to exist. So suddenly I had to confront the fact that this mythical creature was going to be very real in my life. And that made me stop and think, okay, maybe I've just been kind of a brat about hating this music and this culture and like the whole Britney Spears movement. And I kind of just took a step back and I'm like, okay, I just need to be cool and just reset myself and maybe it's all fine. And obviously, and Jamie joined the show and she was so great and she was so sweet and super funny. Gosh. And she and I just like really hit it off. And it was definitely very evident to me that Jamie was trying to be her own person while the people around her were pushing her to be exactly like her sister. And she mentioned this a couple times, very offhanded. It wasn't anything that she was like, I need to talk about this. It was very much like she would say little comments here and there that kind of made me a little bit sad. I think one of us said to her, like, I remember like one specific time, we said like, you look a lot like your sister. And she was like, yeah, that's what everybody's hoping for. Or something like that, right? Like little comments that were just like, yeah, they all hope I'm just a clone of my sister. You know, I'm just I gotta be like her. And it kind of made me a little bit sad because I'm like, she's her own person and she's incredibly funny and charismatic and silly and also a very deep thinker. Like she would definitely have moments where she kind of had that like resting bitch face, but I know that she wasn't being rude. She was just like in deep thought, right? She's a couple years younger than me, but we still really hit it off because I was always a very like youthful teen. Like I always was kind of not immature. I was immature in the sense that like I was mature in the sense that I made good decisions, but I was immature in the sense that like I just liked watching cartoons and wearing pigtails and like dressing in bright colors. Like I really enjoyed being a kid, and I embraced being a kid so much that Jamie was almost having to grow up a little too fast, and I was still like in that young, youthful kid mentality. So I think we kind of met in the middle, even though we had a little age gap, and we really, really hit it off. And she was great. She was so sweet. And there was, I remember the first time we did a sleepover. She was like, "Hey, I want to have you over to my house for a sleepover," and I was like, "Okay, yes." That's Britney Spears' house. They were living at Britney's house at the time. And I had that moment of like, okay, I'm 15 and I'm going to go spend the night at Britney Spears' house. That's not something that happens every day. What an interesting situation I've got myself into. So I didn't obviously know how it was going to go. I had only had, we'd kind of seen Britney here and there on the set. Just, she would like hang out in Jamie's dressing room every once in a while. We'd kind of just see her walking by. You know, she was there and always very sweet and supportive of Jamie, but she just wasn't really there a lot because she had her own stuff going on. She was the biggest star in the world. And before Jamie joined the show, Britney did a guest spot on, Slumber Party, the Claudia sketch. And it was the biggest entourage I've ever seen in my life. Is this timeline confusing? Anyway, so when they do a documentary and then they show the little like timeline thing and it's like, and it rewinds like a couple of years. Rewind to the first season of all that. Season 7, I want to say it was like 2001. And we had some really big guest stars, and the biggest we had was Britney Spears. And usually when the guest stars showed up, they had like a small entourage. They had maybe a couple people with them. Sometimes they were just like all by themselves. Like Will Friedle was by himself. I think Matthew Lillard was just by himself. Like, I think, who's the guy from Scream? I just posted a video about him. Oh my gosh. What's his name? Show Gort for 2 seconds. What is his name? David Arquette! Didn't even need to show Gort for that long because I remembered it. So David Arquette, I think he just like showed up by himself. Like they're huge celebrities, but they're also like super cool and down to earth. But Britney showed up with like, I swear there was like 30 people there. There's so many people, security guards, publicists, agents, like everything. And it was very intimidating because I was 14 at the time. I knew she was the biggest star in the world. I was like, this is incredible. I am so starstruck. I didn't get starstruck that often because I didn't watch a lot of movies and pop. I wasn't really, I didn't have my finger on the pulse of pop culture at the time. So a lot of the musical guests that performed on our show, I had never even heard their music ever once. Like, I had no idea who they were. Like Usher came and performed and I was like, I've never heard a single Usher song in my life. I don't know. Like, he's a nice guy. Like, I don't know. I just didn't know a lot of these fans. That's why it's funnier. It's funny now looking back on all the guest stars and being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I worked with that person. Now I know their whole work, their body of work and how big of a star they were. But at the time they were just like, I didn't know who you are. But I knew who Britney Spears was. Everybody knew. And I remember I was and I think I talked about this in the Claudia special, but for the Slumber Party sketch, I was supposed to kind of drag Britney into the Slumber Party bedroom by her hand and be like, I found her. I found Britney Spears. And her security guard like cornered me. And he was like, you do not touch Britney's hand. It's like, you do not touch Britney's hand. You will gently grab her by the wrist and lead her into the scene carefully. And I was like, okay. And I'm pretty sure they told me not to talk to her as well. I vaguely remember, like, please, do not chat with Britney Spears. Because we were in a tiny little area. The, sets are very small. And so there was the door that leads out of the Slumber Party bedroom was really just like a 3x3 wooden box that we were standing in. Very, very small, squished in there like sardines. So it was just me and Britney Spears squished in a tiny wooden box, alone, waiting for the cue to go on set. It's just me, dressed as Claudia, squished into a tiny box with Britney Spears, the biggest star on the planet. And I was terrified. because that security guard was so scary, dude. He was so scary. And I remember, like, it was we were about to go on, and so I had to grab Brittany's hand, and I obviously was very awkward and scared about it because I like kind of reached down and I didn't want to like touch her, and she just like very sweetly and casually just looked at me and was just like, it's okay. Like she kind of gave me that authentic reassurance of like, don't worry about what they say. Like it's fine. And she like gave me her hand. She's like, here, just take my hand. Like it's fine. And it was such a cool moment because she's larger than life and she has all these people, and you, even in that moment, you kind of got the sense of like, she's just a normal girl, and all of this is kind of silly. But that's the life that she leads. And maybe she doesn't necessarily agree with the security guard telling a 14-year-old girl to not talk to her and to be very careful touching her wrist for the scene that they're doing together. Like, I just kind of got the sense from Britney that she was just like, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. Like, let's just do the scene. Like, you're sweet and it's like, it's all good. And she just made me feel really good. And she was very kind. And I always remembered that. So then fast forward when the documentary timeline goes, we fast forward back to season 8 with Jamie when she's like, come spend the night at my house, girl, let's do this. And yeah, so I did. I went over to Brittany and Jamie's house, and it was so gorgeous. It's the most gorgeous house I think I've ever been in my entire life. So pretty. Beautiful, like dark marbling, lots of like dark wood, almost castle-like, a lot of like dark browns and kind of turquoises and just bronzes. I remember everything was kind of dark, but like obviously very beautifully designed. I do not have an eye for interior design. I really don't. It's like, you should see my house. There's a Ninja Turtles poster over there and a vacation poster over there, and there's a Indiana Jones poster, and there was a Jurassic Park. Like, they're just scattered everywhere. No rhyme, no reason. Although I did design this set, and it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. But so the blow dryer story. So my favorite moment actually my second favorite. My favorite moment at the Britney Spears house when we walked in, and there's just giant dogs laying about. Just giant dogs. Just waiting and ready for you to mess up. They're just waiting for you to do something so they can bite you in half. That's the sense I got from these giant dogs, is that they had been trained to kill. And if I did anything a little wacky, I was gonna die. just these sleeping dogs. Like the freaking Cerberus, the 3-headed dog from Harry Potter, like just very intimidating. But we kind of like tiptoed around the dog. I just heard like the most beautiful piano ever. Like this beautiful piano song happening. Somebody was playing piano. It was gorgeous. And thinking back now, I'm pretty sure it was the melody to the every time I try to fly, I fall without my wings. I feel so small. You know, beautiful Britney Spears song. I'm pretty sure that's the melody that was playing, and it was Britney playing the piano. And I had no idea that Britney played the piano. Again, like I just saw her in the media, and I just thought that she was just this midriff slutty pop princess, right? I had no idea that, like, you know, just kind of seeing her in that dark, beautiful environment, like sitting at the piano, like playing it, not singing, just playing the melody. I was like, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. It's a really beautiful thing to see. And I was suddenly like seeing this massive star in a very different light. And so we went swimming and we did our thing. We went to the mall and we bedazzled things. We absolutely bedazzled things. We all bought pairs of jeans at the mall, and then we took them home and we bedazzled them. So early 2000s. And then after we went swimming, my hair was wet, and I was like, Jamie, do you have a hair dryer? And she was like, no, but my sister does. Just walk down the hall and ask her. Okay. You want me to walk down this hallway and go ask Britney Spears to use her hair dryer? And as I'm saying this right now, I'm pretty sure I've told this story on Temperamental before, but it's such a good story. Whatever, I'm saying it again. So yeah, I just remember being terrified and breaking into a cold sweat. And opening the door and just very horror movie, the hallway just seemed to stretch out like, oh. And just with every step, I got scareder and scareder. And I saw the door cracked open and the light coming out. I'm like, I know that Britney Spears is in that room. And I know that I'm going to go ask her for her hairdryer right now. So I mustered up the courage. I knocked. Hey, Britney. And she's so sweet. She's like, hey, sweetheart, what do you need? And I'm like, hi, I need to, can I borrow your hair bloomer? And she's like, absolutely, come here, sweetheart. And she just like led me into her giant bathroom. And it was amazing and gorgeous and everything was perfect. And she just reached down a bottom drawer and grabbed out a hairdryer. And she's like, here you go, sweetheart. She's sweet. She could call me sweet. Britney Spears called me sweetheart. It was like so nice. And I was like, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you. And then I just ran back down the hall. And then Jamie's dog peed on my pillow. That definitely happened. But, you know, it's so funny because obviously this girl's been through so much and you see her Instagram videos and everybody talks about him. I genuinely believe that she is the biggest troll on the internet. And I love that. I think most of what she does is trolling. And I think that it's amazing. And I feel for her and my heart goes out to her. And I hope the whole situation gets better. I don't know. I'm not chiming in on any of the details of it, but all I know is from my experience, that girl is so sweet and she's genuine and she's real and she's very kind. And I think that she's lived a very, very strange life, right? Where like, and I think she's just at the point where like, she's just going to do whatever she wants because it makes her laugh. You remember that moment at the end of Josie and the Pussycats when they become the biggest band in the world and she has those like headphones where they're like, you're not going to be able to enjoy the Josie and the Pussycats concert unless you buy these special cat ear headphones. And she's supposed to tell the whole audience to put them on. And she has that moment where she's staring out into a sea of people. Rachel Lee Cook is looking out at the sea of just maniacal fans. And she kind of like holds up the cat ears and she puts them on. And then when she puts them on, the whole audience puts them on. And then when she takes them off, the whole audience takes them off. And then she puts them on, the whole audience puts them on. Like, it's like, and she has that moment of just like, stop following me. Like, think for yourself. Like, don't be a sheep. And I think that that's been Britney's whole life. I think that everybody just, you know, has treated her so much differently than a normal human being. And I think that there is a normal human being inside of her. I think that she really is a normal, sweet person. And she has lived the craziest, most insane life. And I love that I had a couple moments with her personally where she was just super real and super kind. I was in a 3x3 box. I was in a 3x3 wooden box with Britney Spears. And she kind of gave me that look like, hey, it's all good. Like, it's fine. Like, I know that they're intimidating and I'm the biggest star in the world and they say, don't touch my hand. But, like, it's fine. Like, you touch my hand. Like, don't be nervous. Like, it's all good. And I love that moment. It was so cool. And then the Ryan Seacrest moment. Girl. And then that other interview that makes its rounds where, is it like Diane Sawyer or something, where she's got that like pink wig on and she's like snapping her gum. And she's like, do you really drink Pepsi? And she's like, I do drink Pepsi, I really do. And you could just tell she's just on her last nerve. She's a normal human. Can you imagine going through the things that she has gone through? I love her, especially I recently saw, it was another clip making the rounds of her rehearsal for a VMA performance. And just to watch her dance, I forgot she could dance like that. The way that girl moved. And she could still move, but like the way, like, gosh, the dance move. I just tried doing like a little Britney move. And as soon as I moved my leg to the left, my hip was like pop, 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 pop. Yeah. She was amazing. And I didn't realize that when she was at the top of her fame. When I was a teen and I was, you know, and everybody else was listening to her, I just like didn't understand the whole thing. But now as an adult, I just appreciate her so much more, right? She's an icon. And whatever, you can hate her music all you want. Maybe it's not your thing. It's not really my thing. I don't listen to that type of pop. But just her as a cultural icon, you know, the things that she went through, the thing that Michael Jackson went through, just like these stars who will just never live a normal life like you and I live. It's just insane to me. Anyway, where are we at? Oh, yeah. Okay, I definitely did the whole half hour, but again, guys, remember, I'm trying to get my podcast as high as it can go and as low as it can go. So Matt took me up in the sky in his airplane. I want to go down, down, down. I want to go to the Titanic wreckage. Someone take me to the Titanic. Someone take me down in a submarine. Just like go diving, right? Like go do like a diving thing. Do diving and have your phone in like a waterproof case and then take me under the sea and then take a picture with a different phone of you watching me on your waterproof phone, and then we'll be like, that's the lowest Temperamental's been, and we've been high and low because that's what we do here. Anyway, this has been episode 69, and I hope I didn't bore you with my Britney Spears stories, but that's just what I felt like talking about today, and that's what we do here. So anyway, love you guys. Hey, buy some merch to support my show at leastfools.com. I'm coming out with all new merch like next week. So the merch that's there right now might go away forever. And there's some like really good pieces in there. So if you want those, you might not ever be able to get them again. So get them while they're hot. Get them while they're hot. Anyway, the Vengabus is coming. Love you guys. Bye. But I still want to go to Arby's. No one ever buys me Arby's.